Think how ironic that Whoopi Goldberg and Joy Behar and the rest of the ladies on The View spend their time calling Republicans the conspiracy theorists, but they have been wrong about everything they have said over the last couple of years.
This could be daytime TV's biggest scandal yet. The View isn't just in trouble, it's spiraling toward disaster with no escape in sight. And the reason? One woman, Karoline Leavitt. Young, sharp, and unapologetically conservative, she's just flipped the script on The View's latest smear campaign, turning it into an $800 million legal nightmare. Now, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin are in full-blown panic mode, scrambling behind the scenes, desperate to contain the fallout. The same women who built their careers attacking political opponents are now the ones begging for mercy. But this isn't just another controversy. It's a financial catastrophe that could sink the show for good. ABC executives are reportedly in crisis mode, fearing this lawsuit could send advertisers running. The question now isn't whether The View can survive, it's whether it will even make it out alive.
I am stating facts that your colleagues have stated in the past.
Okay,
now, as
I'm
for
sorry,
this
guys.
debate,
We're going to come back out to the panel. Karoline, thank you very much for your time. That was so good.
These women are completely out of touch with reality, and you're right, ABC should wake up.
We're looking at a legal showdown so massive that it could financially cripple The View's biggest stars if things don't go their way. Behind closed doors, Whoopi Goldberg, Joy Behar, and Sunny Hostin are rumored to be in full-blown panic mode, desperately trying to find a way out. Some reports even suggest they're begging Karoline Leavitt to ease up. But if there's one thing we know about her, she's not about to let this slide. So, what exactly did The View say that ignited this firestorm? And what was Karoline's mic drop response that sent their legal team into damage control mode? Because trust me, it was ruthless. Then there's the $800 million question. Is ABC actually considering canceling The View before things spiral completely out of control? Could we be witnessing the final act of one of television's most controversial talk shows? Insiders claim that ABC executives are fed up with the endless scandals, and if this lawsuit continues to escalate, they might cut their losses and pull the plug for good. With advertisers on edge and the network scrambling for answers, the stakes couldn't be higher. And if you think things are messy now, just wait. What happens next might be the moment that changes television history forever.
While we will expose the fake news when they are fake, we will hold them accountable for their lies and smears of President Trump. I can also assure the American people that they are going to be hearing directly from the leader of the free world. And the press likes to hear that too. That's something that has not happened over the past 4 years.
Once again, The View set its sights on Karoline Leavitt, and they didn't hold back. They did what they do best, mocking, belittling, and hurling reckless accusations. But this time, they may have gone too far because the fallout, it's explosive. It all started with Joy Behar, who, without hesitation, dismissed Karoline's success as nothing more than a favor from Trump. According to Joy, Karoline wasn't talented, wasn't hardworking, and certainly didn't earn her place. No, in Joy's view, she only got ahead because Trump thinks she's a 10. Are we seriously reducing an accomplished woman's career to her looks? This is the same show that constantly champions female empowerment, yet here they are undermining a young woman's success based purely on whether a man finds her attractive. The hypocrisy is staggering. But Joy wasn't done. Whoopi Goldberg jumped in, doubling down, not just attacking Karoline's achievements, but going even further, claiming that without wokeness, Karoline wouldn't even have a job. So now ambition, intelligence, and hard work mean nothing unless you follow their political rules? The irony here is unbelievable. And then there was Sunny Hostin, who took things even further, ensuring the attack cut even deeper. She went even further, claiming that without wokeness, Karoline wouldn't even have a job. Are you kidding me? So now ambition, intelligence, and hard work mean nothing? If you don't follow their rules, you don't deserve success? The irony is staggering. A show that preaches about breaking barriers is now blocking success based on politics. And then, of course, there's Sunny Hostin, who couldn't resist taking her shot. She didn't attack Karoline's looks or wokeness. She went further. She twisted the knife deeper, outright dismissing Karoline's entire career as unearned and undeserved, reducing it to privilege. A show that claims to uplift women is now tearing one down simply because they don't like her politics.
They likened President Trump to Hitler. They have mocked him. They have shamed him. They have lied about him consistently on their show. And it was a joy to watch them on November the 6th when they realized that tens of millions of Americans do not listen to the lies that they have spewed. These women are completely out of touch with reality. And you're right, ABC should wake up. They just paid $15 million to President Trump's future library. That's a great thing for the American people.
According to Sunny Hostin, Karoline Leavitt's success wasn't earned, wasn't deserved, it was just privilege. In her view, if a conservative woman rises to power, it's not because she worked tirelessly or fought through obstacles. No, according to The View, Karoline's success was simply handed to her. The outrage was immediate and the backlash? Even faster. Viewers wasted no time calling out the hypocrisy. This is the same show that preaches female empowerment, yet suddenly, when a woman outside their ideology succeeds, their message changes. How many times has The View championed breaking barriers and celebrating women's success? And yet, the moment a conservative woman rises, they dismiss her as privileged. The double standard was impossible to ignore. Social media erupted, with fans calling them out for undermining the very values they claim to support. One viral comment summed it up: The View supports women, but only if they fit their agenda. The hypocrisy was exposed, and the internet wasn't about to let them off the hook. The backlash was relentless, and The View found itself facing a storm they never expected. The View claims to support women, unless they're conservative. Then, it's open season. And just when it seemed like things couldn't get any crazier, Karoline Leavitt fired back in a way no one saw coming. Instead of brushing it off or launching a PR tour to play the victim, she came out swinging. She didn't just clap back, she lawyered up and went straight for the jugular, hitting them where it hurts the most, their wallet. And The View? They weren't ready. Rather than getting dragged into a petty social media brawl, Karoline took real action, the kind that sends shockwaves through an entire industry. No Twitter rants, no pointless back and forth. She slapped The View with a massive $800 million lawsuit that left the network in full-blown panic mode. But this isn't just any lawsuit. This is a declaration of war. Karoline's legal team is going after The View for defamation, slander, and malicious attacks designed to destroy her career, reputation, and future. She's not looking for a quick payout or a simple public apology. She wants justice. And make no mistake, she's taking this fight all the way. The View never expected this level of heat, but now they have no choice but to face it. ABC executives are scrambling behind the scenes, realizing this lawsuit could change everything.
Now listen, if you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
Reports are pouring in that The View's legal team is in full-blown chaos, and it's not just because of Karoline Leavitt. This lawsuit is pulling back the curtain on something far bigger, the entire mainstream media machine. Karoline's legal filing doesn't just accuse The View of smearing her. She's exposing a long-standing pattern of the show attacking, silencing, and dismantling conservative voices. She's bringing years of evidence into the open, and trust me, it's not pretty. And here's the part that should have them sweating bullets. This could be the case that finally takes them down for good. But it's not just The View that's in a frenzy. ABC is absolutely livid. Sources within the network report full-blown panic from executives who never saw this coming. The last thing they wanted was a legal scandal this massive, especially one that could send advertisers running for the hills. And trust me, they are. Corporate sponsors are already raising alarms, questioning whether they really want their brands associated with a show that could end up owing nearly $1 billion in damages. The network is scrambling to contain the fallout, doing everything possible to stop advertisers from pulling out. But at this point, it might already be too late. And now, here's where it gets truly embarrassing. Behind closed doors, the same outspoken hosts who mocked Karoline Leavitt on national television are now practically begging her to settle the case quietly. Yes, you heard that right. Joy Behar, the same woman who laughed at Karoline's success, is suddenly desperate to save herself. The same woman who mocked and dismissed her now wants to talk. And Whoopi Goldberg. She's feeling the heat too. Sources say she has even reached out through mutual contacts, hoping to set up a private sit-down to clear the air. Clear the air? After months of mocking, dismissing, and tearing Karoline apart, now she wants to talk?
You would think, ABC, having just paid $15 million for a defamation lawsuit, would think not to engage in conspiracy theories about assassination attempts, but I guess that's too much to ask from The View. I mean, I gotta ask you, because they said it, are you aware of any plots from Elon Musk to push President Trump down the stairs?
Absolutely not. Let me be unequivocally clear about that.
Karoline isn't just exposing the hypocrisy, she's making them squirm, and at this rate, The View might not survive. And then there's Sunny Hostin. She's really feeling the heat now. Sources say her legal team is in full-blown panic mode because experts warn she could be personally on the hook for millions in damages. That's right, this lawsuit isn't just a headache for The View. Sunny herself might have to dip into her own pockets if things don't go her way. And let's just say, she's not looking so smug anymore. Legal analysts say this lawsuit could have massive implications, not just for The View, but for individual hosts who thought they were untouchable. If Sunny is found liable, she could be forced to personally pay damages, and that has her team scrambling behind the scenes. The woman who once took shots at conservatives is now staring down the reality of losing big. The once untouchable, self-righteous hosts of The View, the same women who built careers tearing down political opponents, are now scrambling to control the damage. The same people who demanded accountability when it suited them, laughed at critics, and acted untouchable are now desperately hoping this doesn't destroy them. But here's the thing, Karoline isn't backing down. She knows this isn't just about her. This is about holding the media accountable for years of lies, smears, and reckless attacks. It's about exposing how mainstream outlets crush anyone who doesn't align with their views, push false narratives with no consequences, and destroy reputations without responsibility. But not this time. Not with this lawsuit. Karoline isn't just fighting for herself. She's fighting for every conservative voice that's been silenced, slandered, and smeared by the mainstream media elite. Her case is more than just legal action. It's a statement. And her supporters? They are absolutely soaking it in. Social media is ablaze with commentary, with one viral tweet capturing it perfectly. This isn't just a lawsuit. It's a reckoning that could change everything forever. Karoline Leavitt is doing what many only dream of, making The View pay for their lies. This isn't just another scandal or a PR disaster. This is a reckoning. But wait, it gets even worse for The View. At this point, ABC is in full-blown crisis mode. Executives are panicking over how ugly this lawsuit could get, and for good reason. This isn't just about legal fees or PR damage. This could financially devastate the network. ABC is already hemorrhaging money from plummeting ratings, and now The View, one of its most controversial yet high-profile shows, is turning into a full-scale legal disaster that could cost them hundreds of millions. But the worst part? Big-name sponsors are getting cold feet. Sources say several major advertisers, the companies that keep The View on air, are now considering pulling their ads altogether. If that happens, it's game over. No sponsors, no money, no show. Executives are scrambling, trying to stop the fallout before it's too late.
Hope that the media will focus on the issues that matter to the American people, the issues that led them to vote in a resounding way for President Trump on November the 5th. That's what President Trump is focused on more so than ever. We have an array of executive action that will be rolled out on day one to change the lives of the American people immediately.
For years, The View has consistently stirred controversy, but this latest lawsuit could be the final breaking point. Let's be honest, the show has been on shaky ground for a while. Between Whoopi Goldberg's repeated suspensions, Joy Behar's ongoing drama, and a downward spiral in credibility, ABC has openly debated whether it's worth keeping on the air. Ratings are collapsing, viewers are tired of recycled outrage, and the only thing keeping The View alive is its advertising revenue. Yet if sponsors start bolting, ABC won't hesitate to pull the plug. This lawsuit might be the fatal blow. Frankly, if the show's own hosts are scrambling behind closed doors to make it vanish, that speaks volumes. They know they messed up, they're in deep trouble, And for the first time in ages, they can't spin the narrative. Behind the scenes, unrest is palpable and executives are monitoring every development anxiously. Viewers have grown disillusioned, tensions remain high, and it's plain to see The View may not weather this storm much longer. Things look dire, and this legal mess might finally seal the show's fate. The show's in shambles, the network's in chaos, and Karoline Leavitt is rising above it all. What began as just another smear campaign by The View has ballooned into a massive crisis that may knock the entire program to its knees. Their legal team is in frantic overdrive, scrambling desperately to limit the damage and urgently seeking a way to make this lawsuit vanish before it obliterates their credibility and their bank accounts. ABC executives are racing to halt the fallout, praying advertisers won't run for the hills. But let's face it, it might already be too late. Major sponsors are watching closely, with some already weighing the option of yanking their ads because, in truth, no brand wants its name associated with a show that could be facing $1 billion loss in court. The same hosts who openly mocked Karoline on live TV are now quietly begging behind the scenes for a private settlement to make it all go away. Yet Karoline isn't having it. She won't back down or let them slip away unscathed, proving that sometimes the target of the smear emerges victorious. For the first time, The View is facing severe consequences, and its worst nightmare is unfolding right before everyone's eyes. This isn't merely about one lawsuit. It's about finally holding the mainstream media accountable for years of reckless attacks, slander, and one-sided narratives. It's about shining a bright light on how major platforms have ruined reputations without ever facing real repercussions, how they freely smeared, misled, and silenced voices they disagree with, while tucked behind a powerful corporate safety net. Now, that net is tearing apart, and Karoline is determined to make sure they finally pay for it. But now it's your turn. Do you believe Karoline Leavitt is right to keep fighting this battle? Some insist it's long overdue for a show with this track record to be challenged. Should The View be held responsible for its unapologetically reckless commentary? More importantly, is this the moment the show finally crumbles for good? Drop your thoughts in the comments below, and let's spark a conversation, because this confrontation could really reshape everything. Also, before you go, be sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more breaking news, exclusive drama, and scandalous insights you can't miss. Believe me, this story is nowhere near finished. It's just heating up, and you'll want to stay tuned. See you next time.